All right, friends, we've got a few loose ends to wrap up on some of these projects because we're going to be getting into farming time here shortly. Probably should have been doing that already, but I'm tired of having stuff scattered all over the place. So we're going to get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Ross the Oliver Man. We got some stuff for our Junkyard Super 77, but I want to start right over here with this here 1250A. We got this insert painted. Let's put it in. You know, I thought, hey, why not start with this at the beginning of the day when I have like my hands are clean, you know? I hate to do it when everything's dirty. Also, immediately I realized I have none of the right tools. This has a smaller size than the original thing, and also I don't have the right one for that either. So I go get the tools. I've got the clamps ready to go. I'm going to set this back on here so it doesn't blow over. But I need 7/16 for this. And then I should probably just see if I got some more lock washers, because I'm missing two. Just get all new ones. And then for this, I'll probably just get the red pliers. Maybe I can get the metric socket set. That would make the most sense, right? Sure. Okay, let's start with prepping this for, you know, stuff and things. If we do right, we'll have it all scuffed up right away, you know. Isn't that what we want? They should all be loose, I thought, but probably not. These are all American fasteners because the grills were put on over here. So that's why, if you're confused, this has an Oliver part number stamped into it, and it is very much made over here. There we go. I got these. I don't know why I paint them green. I just do. It's just a thing to do. Turn you around. Let's try to find something that fits that. There we go. See, this plastic grill insert is the only thing you can get nowadays if you want one. At least you can get it, but it was used on long tractors, Fiats, you know. Awesome. That's what you want to do, is drop everything down. I don't know why it really did that, to be quite honest with you. I see we're going to struggle. Okay, I see we're going to very much struggle. This came off of a junkyard grill, this plastic insert, if you recall. I thought I'd use the biggest ratchet I had, too. That was the most inconvenient to use for this. I thought that would help us. Now we're going to put this one in. Oh, we're not though. I forgot. We have to cut out the wow. We actually have to cut the tabs out to get this to fit. I forgot about that. I wonder if I would just bend them. The corners though I won't be able to bend. I gotta do something. Red pliers! Let's just see if we can bend it out of the way. Can we bend it and make it play nice? Probably not. Quite honestly, if a guy did that, he ought to just break it off. I don't want to ruin the paint. or the, I don't know. Might as well watch this failure. I mean, this is not what I intended. This grill can never go back. Well, we're not, is that enough? Seriously? It's not enough. Well, it might be if I would have, I gotta do something to that center. I guess I need to get the cutoff wheel. I didn't want to have to do that. But I might have to. I know originally they did cut the stuff. And it looks like if I could get that hump out of there, I'd be good to go. I don't know why that's not wanting to, not wanting to play ball. There we go. I think that'll work. Let's get this started in here and see what happens. I don't know. What's that gonna do? Well, it's gonna make us work for it. That one there. I think we're finally making progress here, friends. I struggle busted for a little bit there, but I think we'll get it. We just have to make it happen. Come on. And by that I mean we're gonna struggle as much as possible. There we go. Now that I've gotten it all dirty and left my gigantic hoof prints all over everything, we can't even enjoy it, you know? Okay. I mean, they definitely did not overthink this when they put this together. It's amazing that these inserts didn't fall out of the grills, but turns out the whole grill would get destroyed before that would happen. There. Let's put it on and take a look at it. Set that in for now. We'll take it back off. There we go, friends. Now it looks correct. I just need to get a decal for here. Get us it's supposed to have a keystone shield right in there. We do that and it's gonna be good to go. Now we just have to get the screen and stuff behind it ready to go. So we got to get that bar out of the top and then figure out how we're going to handle it at the bottom. I've got some ideas that maybe we could do that wouldn't burn the paint all off of there, but I don't know. Maybe we need to just do that. I actually have enough screens. I got to looking around. I don't know what else doesn't have one. I'm trying to think of that. The Heritage tractor, I think, has one in it, but if not, I do have an extra screen, and I've got one for this one. The 1365 already has one in it, so we got the stuff to do it. We just need to make it happen. But we got the most difficult thing done now, finding that top insert, man. And I paid dearly for that other grill just to get that, but what's a guy gonna do? You can't find them anywhere, so I did what I had to do. It was painful, but I did it anyway. So another thing off our list on this. That's the way it goes. You just, when we find parts, then we make them a little more better, but we're not in a hurry on any of them. We just, as we find parts, like carburetor for that needed a carburetor since the day I brought it home, but I just finally now found it like 10 years later, so it just worked out. So that's what I try to do. We accumulate it when you can, and then find the parts as you go along. So sure. All right, I guess while we're on this theme, before we give up, let's just go ahead and get that bar out of this, and then we'll figure out. We're gonna have to get us some inserts, or what do you call those like push nuts things that you clip over a hole so that you have threads in it, you know, because I think that's how this is made. I can't remember. I've done this before, but it's been a long time ago. But it should be. It's bigger than that, isn't it? Maybe if I'd have grabbed the right size. And I still didn't do it. There we go. Oh yeah, those pins, I forgot. I probably should get the extension. Maybe I could get it out of there. Or I could just do it. That's fine too. Now what just fell? Oh, a lock washer. That's okay. I mean, it's so close, but yet so far. That one's still stuck in there. Even after the heating. I guess I need to get a wrench instead of the socket. It won't cheat. I can't even make it let me do it for a second, so sure. I'll tell you what. The wind stresses me out really badly. I can't stand that. Oh, so interestingly enough, a 13mm socket wouldn't fit on there, so I had to use a 14, but now a 9/16 won't fit on this at all, so I'll have to use a 13mm wrench to get that out of there. Are you serious? I mean, I just don't know anymore, friends. I feel like I'm over it. I mean, this is gonna fight us the whole way, isn't it? That sucks. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? All for this piece right here. What's so special about this, you ask? Well, it's got these spring clips on it. What do? Well, they come loose from the bar. So that's step one. I guess we'll have to see if we can rivet that back on, pop rivet style. Boy, all this work only to have to do more work. But what it does is it accepts these little things that are like quarter turn pin type deals. It's kind of like the same thing that holds the grill in, that chrome thing, except shorter. And then anyway, you put them in and somehow quarter turn, and then they hold. I guess you put them in like this, and then quarter turn, and it springs in the grooves. And then that holds your grill screen back in there against stuff and things. Now our issue is that the bottom of the new grill does not have these extra right here, and you need that to hold the bottom of the grill. On the 1365 I did nothing, it's just dangling from the top. And I got to thinking, what about magnets? Maybe if I would get me a big heavy magnet, I could use that to like bridge the gap or something. Or maybe another thing I thought was I could bolt a piece of metal to a magnet and stick it to what's there and use that flat piece to hold it up. Or I could just weld a piece to it and burn the paint off the front and have to start over. That is also a choice. But it just seems to me like it would be maybe easier to go magnet style if I could. But I'm bummed now. I have to do more work here. I bet I got more of these things too. Maybe I should just rob a different one. The grill pile of shame. There's a bar. Maybe that bar's better. Whoop. There's another screen down there too. Well, it depends on how you look at it, friends. That bar is intact, except it's bent. And we got a bolt stuck in it. So do we go to the trouble to get that out of there? Let's take a look at door number 3. What's door number 3 got behind it? That's the winner, friends. Look at how pretty that is. Still beautiful. I mean, this is still very much usable, but for today's sake, sure. Also, look at that. Those little thingamadooges had a rubber retainer at one time. Very interesting. Let's see if we can get this bar out, and we'll use this one. This one come out without the big struggle, but if I got the extension, it would. The other side doesn't have any pin on it anymore, so. That's crap. Get out of there. Quit fighting. Twist off or something. Alright, we will clean up this bar and we'll make it more better. We'll clean up that grill screen and we'll make it more better. And I will get appropriate things like those nuts, whatever you call them, I can't think of what they're called now, push nuts or whatever, to slide over there for some type of a 5/16-ish fastener. I don't know that they'll have metric, but it doesn't matter. It's a through hole and the thing in there is a hole, so we'll just do the thing. But I'll clean those up and so they're not rusty, you know. And then that looks like somebody painted the grill one time with the grill screen on, and maybe that was factory. Maybe they you know, I wouldn't put that past them, because if they put that in there already and then they painted the grill later, maybe maybe it's been that way ever since it's been in America. I don't know. But we're gonna do the thing, friends. We'll get it cleaned up. We need to make sure we don't lose these things, because we're missing probably thanks to me and my fancy torch, We are missing the rubber retainer pieces, but that's okay. We don't have to have that. We can make her go. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's go back over to this sad sack. Now, somewhere around here, a guy should have a screwdriver. He probably carried it away. We have our pile system here. Yeah. But anyway, I got this bar. I see I didn't do a great job on it, but that's fine. And I got new hardware. So if I use the tractor as a table, we'll see how good a job I did matching it up. I looked in town and it was nowhere to be had. These are fine threaded. They're 1/4 inch 28. Why did they go fine threaded on this bar? You know, that's kind of silly, but it should be the same thing. What I'm getting at. The threads in the bar look good. Of course, now when I want them to do the thing, they're not going to do it, but the threads in the bar look good, but the threads on these screws did not. That's why I needed different ones. If that's making sense to you. I never know anymore. I never know if what I say makes any sense. Those are supposed to fit in there. That's all I gotta say. Let me go get a screwdriver. Let's do a test. I think they'll go. It's just that my rickety stuff has paint in it. It's not used to that brand new nice screw threading into there, which hasn't been for years. Oh yeah, that one's even better. Okay, good deal. Now we'll do this, even though I'll take it all loose again sometime whenever I get to the point of painting the rest of the sheet metal. But for now, friends, we really need to put it all the way together. I noticed when I took this off the last time, or actually when I put it on, that my brand new name strip here, the spacer piece that's usually welded to this, broke loose, and it's just hanging in there, which is not really a big deal, other than like right there where I just dropped it. And if you're not paying attention, you drop it, and then you immediately drop your screwdriver anyway, so you gotta bend down and pick that up. But see, there's supposed to be a square spacer, which is right here. Poor tractor's getting dirty, you know. Needs a bath. All right, now for the most thrilling thing. We need to get that bar started in here before we hook this back, and then see what it's going to do is it's going to pull through. Actually, it needs to go this way, I believe, right? No, it goes that way. Okay, we'll see if we can make this happen. Gotta get it through the hole in the screen. You see, there's actually a hole in the screen. Gotta get that started. We're struggling bad, but that's okay. There we go. Okay, now, if all is to be believed, what's going to happen is we'll hook this screen up where it belongs. we'll pull that to there, and it's going to pull the screen tight on the pins. Oh yeah, this one's going to struggle, Bussus. All right, you're getting too hot, but that's in there. The bar's in there. You got those pan head or tapered head screws, I guess you'd call them, and they are because this is tapered. Then it fits in there pretty well flat, and life is grand. Now we got to put this all back, which is probably going to be a struggle one-handed, but there's a lot of things in life that are harder to do one-handed, but we'll find a way. All right, are we in there yet? Okay. Now I need both hands to push this together and get these started, or we'll just struggle immensely. That's fine too. Let's get this started in here. I bet I'm gonna have problems now, because when I originally did this, I need to switch these two screws. I need to put the shorter one in the top. It didn't matter before, but now that there's a grill screen in there, it's gonna matter. Okay. Oh, did we lose that square again? Awesome. This time I didn't see where it fell to, so now I can play hunt the square. I think I didn't have any shorter ones, that's why I went that route. And then again, maybe I went that route because of this right here, because I can't get it started that way, can I? Okay, it turns out I'm not as stupid as I thought. I knew what I was doing when I did it. So let's try this again. Alright, that's more better-ish. I'm still not convinced that the modern day sheet metal is just exactly quite right, because it seems like no matter what I do, I got a lot more gappage. So I'm not sure if it's this piece that's made wrong or these are a little smaller, but it's on there. It's better than nothing. So that solves that conundrum for now. And we got extra screws for those bars should we need them. Now, where are we back here? Well, we're a mess, friends. We're a mess. This has turned into a flat surface, and it has caught all kinds of stuff in its wake. A lot of stuff that doesn't need to be around. But that's neither here nor there. We're just going to ignore it and move on. And what I wanted to do, but now I don't even see that. There they are. Somehow I ended up with, look at all these cans of black paint. I could never find gloss black, and I always know I have it, so I always end up buying more, and it turns out now I've got 4 cans of it. Sure. I need this bag. I'm gonna go over here. This is the easiest piece to put on, so we'll do that. Even though the rest of the toolbox isn't painted. Look at that, toolbox lid installed. You need in there, flip her down. You don't, flip her back up. All right. Also, I overshadowed the fact, or didn't talk about it, that I got this all done. I got this back together and put in there because we struggle bust on that for quite a while. But now when you pull it back, it automatically springs to where it belongs. And that should do us on that one. And then we can, you know, use it for PTO stuff. All right, where's that leave us? Well, our seat frame, we never got this painted. Partially because I don't like to just paint over the rubbers and everything. I kind of like a little bit of variation of color. But do we take our forever time and do that, or what do we do? Well, I got a solution for that in the golf cart. I just got to go get it. My solution is aluminum foil. Aluminium foil. I'm going to try to scrunch some around that rubber the best I can and see if I can't make it a little more covered, and then we'll try to do the thing. I guess it doesn't matter. We should just paint it, not worry about it. But I don't remember what I did on the one. This is only the second one of these I've ever bought complete. Usually I do it myself, but in this case I did not have one because this was all missing. And secondly, the one that I did have was so wore out it just wasn't worth it. So yeah, I'm gonna work on this and I'll bring you back when I have some type of result. All right, I thought of another thing, friends. Somewhere in here. Nope, there's the pins we'll need after a while when we lose it. Can't remember. But we got this seat bumper here, see? That can come out of there. Or I should say, that's supposed to be able to come out of there. It probably won't, but we'll try anyway. Well, what tool should we use? Well, we can try our red pliers, but we might probably are going to need a vice grip by the time we're done. This washer's hammered over, so maybe we should get a screwdriver first and try to see if we can catch it under there. I don't know. Let me grab some stuff and we'll see. I don't know. Come on. There's step one. Can we grab the inner piece? No. Can we grab this piece? Also no. Well, what the heck? That's what I was afraid of. The outer, you gotta grab that inner one because it's actually the thing. I don't know if we'll get it or not. If we could get that, a good grip on that, which we're not going to get. We could try to, well, there's a lot of stuff we could try, but come on. Okay, we could try to mangle this to the point of submission. See, that's what it's going to do. It's going to fold up. Oh, but it's going to go. Oh, friends, is that what we wanted? No, it's not. Well, I think what we're going to do there is we're just going to walk away. Let's put this back in there. I'm going to spray that with just a little zip, and then I guess we'll try to drill that out, and then that'll be the thing. That's not super important, but hey, it's supposed to be there. I doubt that I'll ever be able to squat that new seat suspension enough to hit it, because I'm telling you what, friends, when it's all new like that, it doesn't hardly sink at all. So I don't know, but anyway, I will Except that we'll drill it out and we'll see if we can't make that happen. I mean, it was turning, so I think we'll have a chance. It didn't want to play nice with us today because we wanted it to. So sure. All right, that's been soaking. Let's see if by some slim chance we could get that out of it. I know the first struggle bus is you won't be able to sit here and watch, because, you know, why would you? Why would you be able to sit there? Our next problem is going to be let's try that size. I don't have the good drill with me. I don't know. I don't know where I put that. This is the one that's got a messed up chuck. And see, it's not gonna let it. Okay, maybe an easy out, maybe, if we can find one that'll fit in there. Oh friends, it sure would be nice if everything wasn't junk. This one is broken, but I think it's going to be the size we need. So we're going to take our hammer, tap that in there, then we'll take our appropriate tap turning tool, aka red pliers. And we should probably turn it the direction it needs to go instead of the wrong direction. It's not gonna go. I don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, I knew it wouldn't just go. The next step will be maybe trying to drill it out bigger till it's just paper thin. That ain't working. I wonder if I can just... This is a Chinesium easy out, so no such luck. Nope, I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, it's depressing because it appears like it's, you know, be all that you can be. We made it all the way through. Did we hit the center of the hole? I think we did. I think we're perfect. See, if we screw around enough, we'll totally ruin the thing. And then that'll get it. Come on. I mean, boy, that's paper thin, friends. It ought to go. It's not going to play ball, though. And we're very close to just not worrying about it. Nope, that ain't going to do it. That is now too small. So that's awesome. Awesome. Oh, friends, we're not doing too well as far as finding stuff. That one won't go in there. What did we do with that new set that we had bought? But I know what we got here ain't gonna get that out. So I guess we'll table that. That's not really that important. It was just one of those things. I thought, hey, while we were at it, let's see if we can. But obviously we can't. So what I'll do is, whenever I someday take that toolbox off to paint it, I will then take the torch to that, and I will heat it, and I will cool it, and I will make sure I have easy outs of the appropriate size, and we will try to get that turned out of there and thread in the new one. But for now, who cares? I'm over it. We don't have time to keep doing the same, beating the dead horse on this junkyard tractor. As long as it runs and drives, that's what we're after. We got our seat over there drying, and when it's done, I can put it on and drive the pins in, mount those plates on, slide that rickety seat back on it, and then it's at least drivable again, movable, ready to go. I think we have a lead on a manifold for it. A viewer commented on one of the videos, and I never got him answered back, but luckily he talked to that Oliver guy and said, I got this manifold, and they sent me a picture of it, and it will be perfect on here. So as soon as I get that, then we can make this go away and put that other one on. Look, it's getting worse. It's blown out a chunk right there. There's a hole in it back. I mean, this is a junk manifold. It's pretty bad. So anyway, yeah, when we get that, we'll have us something, see? Then we can, the next big thing, I guess, to do on this would be the brakes. I got 0 brakes, and I took that one off because it was actually, I think it was stuck when we first started, was it not? And I just went ahead and ordered all new brake stuff, all new seals, and all new brake pad, or I don't know if you'd really call those brake pads, but brake discs. And I got new springs for the actuators, so I'll clean those all up, and then we'll have that where it'll stop us. See, then we can dive into more adventures in it. Like, another thing we'll have to do, pull the long shaft out and rebuild that hydraulic pump if we want hydraulics, because right now that thing ain't doing nothing. It's along for the ride, and that's it. The seals are out of it, I'm 99% sure, because they were hanging on the shaft in there, you know. But that's okay. We had to get it this far first before we were going to throw money into something like that. So yeah, well, I'll bring you back whenever I get that ready to put on. We can slap it on and then say we did, and then we'll be closer to done. For now, we need to, I guess we can look and see if I have fenders. I'm 99% sure I do. These'll do. These'll do just fine. I think those were actually for the 880, but maybe I need to put these on there and put the junk ones on the other thing. So yeah, I just can't. I'm looking here. I couldn't even remember what all the stuff I had. I've got way more stuff. That's nuts. What's one guy need with all that? Well, he just does sometimes. He just does. So yeah, I don't know what else we need to look for, but it'd be dandy if I had a starter for a BD cleat track in here. All right, to round out the video of failure, I thought we'd look at this again. You remember this? This is the quick hitch that was given to me by a viewer. It came off of a 4180 white. And what's important about it, I guess, is it has the right top link that the 4180 needs. My poor 4180 has had the wrong one, and it needs the one that has this extra piece to articulate. However, everything on this poor thing is pretty stuck. And I've sprayed it a couple times with the old Zep, and I thought maybe we need to like hit it with some more. I'm also getting chewed up by little bitty, what do you call them, flies, little gnats or something. So I'm about done with being outside, I guess, for today. But I thought, you know, why not just keep up the idea of working with parts. I'm sure that we're going to be heating some of this. Now this side might actually have done the thing. It looks better. I'm not exactly sure how it works either. Like, I know you pull up on the knob and then I think it locked out in there, but obviously that function is ceased to exist. I don't know. I don't know what the little flat piece is. I need to look at the parts book. I'm pretty sure that this actually is in the parts book. Okay, there's a linkage there that does something or other. Pivots on this pin, and then it's got a stops against a roll pin. I guess it's down now, and it needs to go up to release, maybe. So it is actually working correctly. Like, I shouldn't be able to drive those in whilst that's down. I should have to pull this up to get that to go, question mark. Problem is, if I drive it one way, what am I gonna do? I guess I can go from the back and push it the other way and just keep going back and forth. I don't know, friends. Looks like it's gonna be an interesting struggle bus. I mean, I can spray that full of stuff and nothing comes out. So that makes me wonder how bad it is. That actually might need some Limpatador on it. Don't know. I wonder if I would clamp something to this rod and then try to pry up on the thing that I clamped to it, if it would come loose. Would be worth a thought, wouldn't it? Let's see here. Maybe I should go get an actual pry bar. It's not going to do what I want it to do, but this might actually be a job for the Rust-Oleum gel. You know? I think I'm just pulling the vice grip up off of that thing. I don't think I'm... Yep. Good. Not the way a vice grip was made to work. It's made to pull straight on. Have to happen. Boy, that's pretty stiff too. It is moving though. Okay. Hey, look at that. The power of Zep. Whoa. The power of Zep compels you. Come on. Look at that. That's the thing about Zep. It works great, but you got to get the stuff to move a little. If you don't get it to move a little, it won't do the thing. It's working. Now if we could just say the same about what we got going on here. It's unfortunate that it got left for dead in the corner of a building. You know, that pretty well turned the old screws in on it. Okay, I bet if I could pry that thing up, we would have some success. But once again, it would also help very much to know how this is made. So, I've seen these for years. I've just never taken the time to, you know, learn about them. Boy, it's full of trash. Very badly full of trash. Let's treat this like two separate affairs. Let's get this off of here, if possible. Oh, funny. There. Boy, none of the zip got to that. I'm actually surprised that's moving. I figured that that would be stuck in the cast block, but that's cool. All right, well, there's part of it. I need to get like a 55-gallon drum of Evapo-Rust or something and just dunk stuff in it, you know? Look at all of that garbage. Well, I'll keep tinkering with this and try to clean it out better and see if we can't make her move again. I'm sure there's got to be a way to take it apart, whether you just drive out the pins. I bet there was a retainer in there somehow. That one's a roll pin, but it needs to get the trash cleaned out of it first before any movement is going to be possible. I mean, that piece moves, but I don't really understand its function. If that's supposed to be the last line of defense or something, I don't get it. All right, it's the next day. I worked on this last night, and friends, I got her freed up, believe it or not. And I don't know if we'll be able to see. Probably not, because I want to. This was the side that was packed terribly with stuff, as you can see from the ground, all the stuff that fell out of it. And it actually works easier than the other side. I thought maybe that there was some spring action or something, but there's not. I guess you just go and then you lock it up, and then, you know, this isn't an ideal demonstration because it keeps moving back and forth. This side, it works, but I have to kind of help it a little bit still. But it works almost freely, you know. It just needs a little bit of help. And I think if a guy, you know, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it just almost, it won't quite go all the way in on its own, but it's doing the thing. So I'm going to clean that up and paint it black again, and then I'm trying to decide what to do with it. I guess it's got hitch balls in it already, but I think I'd like to take that out, clean everything up, and then put it back together and make sure if they fit in the claws on that 4150, I'll just put this on the 4150. This top link I'll put on the 4180, but the 4180's already got a quick hitch on it that's aftermarket, and I don't feel like switching one over to the other. Doesn't matter. You could have got this with anything. Although a quick hitch is kind of redundant on a 4150 because it's still got the claws, but you know what I'm saying. I'll put this on the 4150, but like I said, I think I want to I'll take it down, get those pins out off of those balls. That might end up being an adventure on its own, because that, like this side, looks pretty rusty. But if I can get those out of there, that'll just make it easier to clean up, and we'll grease everything and make sure it lasts for, you know, the next however many years. Although we know that it's not going to really do much. I mean, what do I ever do 3-point with one of these? Almost nothing. But what they are handy for, I like them for, is number one, they keep the arms from swinging, and number two, they're a handy place to tie up your hydraulic hoses on them, and then they don't get accidentally caught. So that's a dandy reason for me to have it on there. It's both of those. Plus, it's a factory option, and that is cool. So awesome. But just more cleaning needs to be done there, and that's no big deal. Now, I think we can go back to this project, because it should be ready where we can put on the seat. And I'm going to maybe wire wheel this right quick and grease it right quick, and then hopefully we'll just slide that right on, drive in some pins, and then we'll go about our happy life. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll see if you sit up there. I don't know if you will. I don't know. All right. Let me grab some grease. I don't know where I've got something handy, but I'll find something. I don't know. I tried to keep the paint off the rubbers, but I don't think I really accomplished much. I also see I didn't get we'll have to touch this up. It doesn't have any on there, any paint. All right, friends. I don't know why I thought that would just go easy. It didn't. Usually they do, but not this one. Nope. But I got it on there. What it was wanting to do was, it was wanting to push the front bushing, was wanting to slide back and cover this hole. And you can't have that. So figure that one out, you know. I took this back off, cleaned up the seat frame more better, and now we're in business. That's fine. I mean, it was just... It was just my luck again, you know. That's just how she goes. All right, slightly scuffed up seat frame. I also dropped it on the ground once. That didn't do it any favors. That's fine. I'm over it. It's on there. We need these doodabbers. We'll drop those on the ground too. That'll help. I got to think about this too. This one goes on there like that, and that one goes like that, I believe. And I think they were like that. It's the two holes that I had. And then that should mate up with this, because your little slaughter thing is there. I'm not sure about the well, doesn't matter. The stop bolt thing is what I'm not sure about, but now you won't even sit up there while I work. Okay. So I need to grab me some, I don't know why there's red on there, for my bucket plastic. I don't know. I need to get some bolts to do this, because we had to break off what was left. But if we get some bolts, we should be good to go. All right, friends, here's a perfect opportunity to use some bolts from a viewer. I think these will go. Viewer Greg sent us these bolts way back when. A box of 3/8 bolts and a box of 5/16 bolts. So we're gonna make it happen here. Putting our lives in the hands of a viewer. Hopefully it holds us. All right, come on. Or not. There we go. Now, unfortunately, I think this wrench I have here doesn't ratchet anymore. It does not. So, we can go open end style and just do that. Or we could go get the appropriate tools, but we're not going to do that. I don't think I'm going the right way, am I? Yeah, I am. I mean in life, friends. No, I'm not. There. All right. Let's slide this very rickety unpainted seat on here. Let's slide this very rickety unpainted seat. Oh, that stop bolt is actually, it's actually doing the thing. I need to turn that down. It's not going to let that go back on there. I'm impressed. I didn't think that was going to do anything, but see if that's enough. Since everything is so, and the seat is so worn, it might be enough. Or it might not be. Wow. I would not have guessed that that was going to help us in any way still. But it is, only because that fights us and makes it more difficult to do this. Now, when it comes time for that little thing to save our life, it won't. But today, it will annoy us. Sure. Now come on. Alright, get in there. There. There! I think that's the most secure that I will ever have been on this tractor. So I've got more homework to do. I could clean up and paint this seat. I would like to try. I don't know if I can do it or not because that's so thin, but I've got that missing piece. I'd like to try to see if I could salvage this backrest somehow. Maybe very gentle heat and very gentle pulling it back around and very gentle something, because that's so hard to find, those backrests. I wish somebody had just reproduced them so that a guy could put some on, but I don't know. We'll make it happen somehow. Maybe we might have to drive a piece inside and then slide the other one over so we got something to weld to, because that's paper thin. But I don't get rid of nothing, see? So we can put that back on. But see, we also don't have the right, I don't think we have that the right angle. I think this needs to actually come back. It's in pretty tall order to try to fix this. And it's coming out at a different angle than that other one. I don't know, friends. But we can postulate on that and decide if it's worth the effort. I don't know. I don't know that it is. Maybe better to just take them off and forget it. But any rate, that's a low priority at this point. What I mainly wanted to do is get it back where it was sit-onable and drivable, because You know, now we can back it up to something and run the PTO or whatever. We can just park it in the weeds and let it rust up again. That's also a choice. But yeah, I don't know that this video turned out to be much. It was all over the place. Very ADD. Much different things. Grill here, seat here, quick hitch there. A little bit of everything, but I accumulate so many parts and then I never get them put on the thing that I intended them for. So it's just finally to the point where plug on and get some of the stuff done, because it's frustrating to just be always like this. I was tripping over this for months and I kept thinking, I'm gonna get to that one of these days. Well, the time's now, friends. Let's get to it. Let's get it done. And we still got to get that top link unstuck screw wise, but I think it can be done, you know. We'll get it, we'll make it happen. And then this is just a matter now of cleaning it up better and painting it. And we've got plenty of gloss black paint, as we learned from you know, the other day over here. For some reason, every time I go to town, I bought a can of paint. So there's like 4 of them here. But anyway, we are going to leave this one here, and hopefully next time we'll have something more interesting that actually has maybe a theme that makes sense instead of just all this randomness. But that's how life goes some days. So until next time, friends, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.